Hey, it's Dave, and this is Someday is Today. So, hey, it's Dave from Someday is Today RV, and we're going to talk about 7 different security items that you could do for your trailer to protect it when it's in storage or when you're on the road and in a campground and going on a long hike for the rest of the day, and how you can make sure that it's going to be there when you get back. So I've got these 7 items. We're going to walk through those. And the 7th one is the most controversial. And of course, I love to dig up something that has a little controversy. And so you need to hang around for the entire video and get this 7th option that I've found out and investigated that I think would work for a lot of people. So hold on tight as we go down the security lane for RVs. So here's one of the security items that I think everybody should use in their hitch receiver is a lockable receiver rod that actually, comes undone here, and you can see where it's got a locking mechanism, so it locks your hitch into place and prevents somebody from just pulling a pin and taking your hitch, which if you're unhitched from the trailer. So it's a good thing to have one of those for security and preventative purposes. So with a padlock, and of course this when I'm running, but quite often the padlock is in place. And just as a side note, I do have a cover for the umbilical to keep moisture out of that, but that's really not a security item. And next we're going to cover the snap pads. Now with the snap pads, and I have snap pads on the stabilizer feet on all 4 points of the trailer plus up at the hitch. And I also have one on the front jack of the trailer. Now what's really nice about these, besides the stabilization, in fact I have a video that covers 8 different points on why you should have snap pads. What's really great about these is a lot of people use those orange, they're sort of that color, little flat pads, and they stack them up and they put the stabilizer feet down on them. But if somebody manages to hook up to your trailer somehow, they can pull that off. That means those feet are going to slide off the plastic, and then there's going to be a gap between the foot of each of the stabilizers and the ground, and that means the trailer can be moved. And the whole idea is that you want to prevent that trailer from being moved. So I think the snap pads with their 8 different characteristics, one of those would be to help maintain security for the trailer and keeping it from being moved. The other thing to keep in mind is that on Airstreams at least, there's a lockable area for the controls of the stabilizers. So it's not like somebody's got a battery powered drill and can pull those up really easily. They'd have to break open this box, and you can actually turn off the battery power if you wanted to the trailer, and then it'll burn up the motors and really cause an issue if somebody tries to do it manually. So that's another item. If you have stabilizers that are electronically lowered with a motor kind of mechanism, that you would then have it locked up. And I have a separate video on the on these units here, and how they stabilize the trailer and such, but they're really great at making sure the trailer's not going to move, because you've got these X-shocks in there. Not only are they tight on the wheels, so the wheels aren't going to turn, but as you can see here, they're locked. So again, it's all about deterrence, and you're trying to make it as difficult as possible for somebody to get the trailer to move so they could take it while you're not around. So I believe it's the 6th item here would be to actually pull the fuse, which is inline fuse located right here, so that the trailer jack isn't going to lift up automatically. Again, it can be done manually, but if you're in a campground or something like that and you got neighbors, they know that you've got it hooked up properly and they've heard it being used as you set up camp, then to have somebody that they haven't seen before manually trying to raise the jack up and messing with the locks and all of that. Again, it's all about deterrence, and it's just one more step in protecting your asset. So the last item, the seventh item I talked to you about at the beginning of the video is somewhat tricky, I guess you could say. It just depends on whether you have an Android or an iPhone, or whether you decide to employ some sort of GPS tracker. And that's really what we're talking about, some way to locate your trailer, your RV, if in fact somehow all of the precautions you've taken and security methods you've used were failed. They basically didn't work, and somebody was, after a period of time, able to steal your RV. So you can use, there's an item, a tracker with iPhones that you can use, and they triangulate between other phones, and so you can locate your RV that way. Or there are GPS trackers, and you can buy one of those and have it in the RV in a secret spot so it can be tracked that way. The challenge with GPS is that there is a monthly fee, so you want to keep that in mind. There's some upfront cost, and then there's a continuing cost, and some people may not like that. But I think the first 6 items will be fairly and reasonably effective in preventing, hopefully, your RV from coming up missing. These are the ones I use, and I have some faith in them. But remember, if somebody wants it bad enough, they're going to find a way to get it. So I hope all of this is helpful in providing some comfortability while you're on the road or while you have your RV in storage, that in fact it's going to be there when you get back from the hike or when you go to pick it up and get ready to go on the road. So take care, and we'll see you down the road.